So, welcome to Low Impact Cardio. I'm Jason. You on this Tuesday morning, and we're going to start with the part. We're going to set it up for some tiny marches. So, what we want to do here, lift our knees up to the front, keep your torso upright. I'm starting with my feet a little wider, so feel free to bring it narrow. Oh, hold on one sec. I'm sorry. Sounds like you can't hear my headset.
How about now?
Much better.
Okay, thank you. I'd be just lip syncing the whole time. Here we go. Okay, so as I was saying, you can either keep it narrow or you can step it out wide. Just a lot of things to click on Zoom sometimes when you switch back and forth. So keep going with those high knee marches. Oh, thanks, Teresa. All right. Okay. Now we're going to take it up for some squats, or I should say take it down. So I want your feet comfortably wide. We're going to sit down into a squat, and I like to use my arms just to bring them in front, counterbalance, because we're sitting down and sitting back with our hips like this, like we're about to sit into a low stool. And then as I come up, just bring your arms down to the side. So get a nice knee bend. And let's try to add little heel lift. So at the top, if you're able to balance, try to come off your heels. So let's show you a side view. So we're adding some calf flexes. Down, come up. Good. So already into our second move, starting to feel our breathing increasing. Heart rate is up. Just think, deep breaths out. Control through the moves. Down, calf raise up. All right, so just keep that going. Really feeling the legs working. So we'll work about 45 to 60 seconds per move. If you ever need to take a break, go ahead and grab some water, but we will take water breaks throughout the workout because I need it too. Okay, go ahead and keep things loose. We are going to bring our feet comfortably wide and then start basically in a squat position, so semi-squat. So we're going to take it in and back out. See that? So you're not sitting all the way down into a squat. So as if you're starting it, step it out, step it in, or vice versa. So now we're just getting that lateral motion at the hip. And you can, of course, switch the lead leg, just if you like to keep things balanced. But it's the same rhythm. You want to take your feet out one at a time, step it back in. So already feeling thighs burning. Even just maintaining this low-ish position. Maybe switch the lead foot back and forth. There we go. Thanks for all the tech support this morning. Want to make sure we're moving and grooving. All right, so back to our first move, high knee. Remember, you can be narrow or you can take it out wide, coming in and diagonal. And I just have a soft landing on my foot. You should too, but keep it up tall. So really focus on flexing the hip to lift your knee up rather than crunching your torso down. All right, and you can add the arms with it. Maybe pump your arms. Woo! How we doing? Move it around. Here we go. That's it, getting warm. Looking good. All right, back to our squat. To heel lift, flexing the calf. So make sure your feet are comfortably wide so that when you squat down, your entire foot is on the floor. And then as you rise to the top, go ahead and lift your heels up, coming onto the front of your feet. So here and up. And I still like to get that arm motion, almost like you're about to leap into the air. But just staying on the front of our feet. Here's a side view or a different angle. Sit down, rise up. Heels coming off the floor. And the heel lift is optional, but I recommend it if you want to get that calf work below the knee to your ankle. Good. Keep it going. Moving strong. There we go. Believe it or not, this is the warm-up, but I know we're feeling plenty warm. Alrighty, there you go. All right, and then give that a good shake. because we're going to continue to work lower body with our step out, step in. Remember, maintain that low-ish position. Walk it out, walk it in. And notice how my arms just naturally want to swing. Step out with it. And then we're going to switch the lead leg. Okay, you can slow it down if you lose your rhythm. The key here, sit down into a semi-squat. Not super deep, but not all the way up standing. I want to challenge hips and thighs. Good. So getting that outward motion, out, out, step it back in. Ooh, there you go. Now once you have the hang of it, feel free to speed it up or slow it down. You can always adjust the workout up or down. Your call. Do what feels right. Most important thing, maintain that control. Good, deep breath out. Maybe even go lower if you feel like you can handle that challenge. But right now, that calls for a sip of water. We are going to get into our next set of moves. So I'd like you to face over, angle to one side. We're going to reach up with both arms. One big step back. We're doing a diagonal knee drive. And on the way back, I'd like you to straighten your leg, reach with your arms, drive your elbow down to your leg. All right, you're going to notice one leg stays in the same spot, but you want to keep a slight bend at your knee, and we're going to switch sides. High knee drive, elbows come down. So I want you to power it down. Right, good. All right, and if it's starting out a little bit too much, you can start with the smaller step back, reach up. Okay, continue to drive your elbows down, reach your arms up to the top. Breathe out with it, and shake it out. Okay, next up, I'm gonna ask you to balance a little bit, but let me show you the first version is, it's a hip hinge or a deadlift. So imagine just your arms hanging right in front. So you're gonna push your hips back. You're gonna feel a stretch in the back of your thighs. Okay, more challenging version. See if we can try to do it one leg at a time. So you're gonna feel the front of your foot wobbling, and that's okay. And then alternate feet if you're doing the one leg version. So one leg is gonna go back to counterbalance, and your arms stay hanging. If that's a little bit too much, but you want to progress up to the one leg version, you can simply tap back, okay, putting the weight on your front leg. All right, so just a soft bend at your knee. Keep your spine long. Good, good, here we go, keep going. So, hips stable. Sometimes it doesn't feel like you're doing a lot, but a lot of things are working. All right, ankle, foot stability, knee strength, getting that hip hinge, maintaining our spinal posture, long and strong. All right, go ahead and circle the feet out. Next up, back to our squat, this time to a kick. So about hip width apart, we're taking it down, kick it forward. So you're lifting your knee up and snap it. Side view for just a bit, sit, kick. Torso is upright. As you reach the top, down, kick. Good. Keep going. Sit and kick. There you go. Boom. Looking good. Breathe out with it. I have my co-host on, Nick Diaz, with me. Make sure to check out his classes on the schedule, especially if you work out with dumbbells. Down, kick, sit. Woo! All right, shake that out. Tell you what, quick sip of water. We're gonna repeat that circuit. We'll take a slightly longer break later on, but I just like to sip throughout the workout just so that we're not gulping it down all at once. All right, over to the side, diagonals. So reach far back with your leg, high knee drive up to the front. It's okay to have a bit of forward torso lean as long as you maintain that tall spine position. And we're gonna switch. You're gonna notice that you maybe even feel this more on your standing leg. Soft bend at your knee. All right, we're stabilized through the hip. Soft tap back, drive your elbows down. Okay, if it's a little bit too much of a reach, you can do more of a bent, almost like a pullover. So bent elbow, continue to drive it down. Just a bent knee version. Okay, we're back to that hip tilt. You can do both legs or single legs. So remember, it looks like this. Tip it back and then alternate. So there's really 3 versions. You can do both feet at the same time, push your hips back, or you can do single leg, just a tap back. All right, arms reach to the front. And then of course you can lift your leg back there, try to balance. And I'm checking on you, but we ideally want to let our head just follow where our torso is going. So tip it down. Woo, really feel that foot wobbling. The key is to control the wobble. I'm going to switch sides just for the sake of variety, but we're continue to alternate legs if you're doing the single leg version. Now, if you feel like your arms need to do something, you can wing it out. That's even more of a challenge. Hitting the back of your shoulders, but also just challenging our balance a little bit more. All right, coming up next, hip width squat to kick. Here you go, make some noise. Down and kick, good. Breathe out with it. Sit down, snap it. So when I say snap, you lift your knee up, and then real quick, you're gonna extend or straighten your leg for that snap. Here's that side view. Sit down, snap. There you go. Low impact cardio, we're moving here. Boom. Kick, good. Low impact does not have to mean low intensity. Here you go, down and snap. Woo. Shake that out. Let's get a good water break. If you don't have water nearby, make sure to grab it. So stay plenty hydrated. See how we're doing. All right. Next up, we warmed up with some lateral motion at the hips. So I want you to see how much room you have side to side, because we're gonna start over to one side. We're gonna sit down slightly. We're gonna shuffle to the other side and then back. Okay, stick with this, or you can reach down once you reach the end, either by stepping back into almost a lunge, or you can just bend both knees to reach down. Just an added challenge at the end. But the main thing, see how much width you have, and just shuffle over to the side. It doesn't have to be much. The width of your sofa or a yoga mat. We just want to get quick feet, side to side, and back to the middle. Okay, I teased you a bit with those lunges because we're gonna hit some lunges now. So I'll teach you how to do this from the side. Feet are facing forward. You want to take a big step back, and you're bending both knees practically 90 degrees. Okay, the weight is going to be mainly on your front leg. So the back leg is more for balance. Big step back, or big enough step back that your torso is upright, pressing up that front knee. Feet facing forward. Here we go. Now, added challenge, you can think about reaching down, but don't worry about touching the floor or anything. Your knees should be hovering right above the floor. Whew. All right. That goes by fast, but feeling it. So I like to incorporate some boxing moves time to time to bring in not only our upper body, but our core. So this one is going to be shoulder width apart, so comfortably wide, knees slightly bent, and then fists are up. So we're going to go cross. So notice how we turn the hip, and we're going to combine that with a hook. So your hook, the elbow is bent 90 degrees, and you're turning, so rotating from the foot to your torso. Let's try the other side. Cross and hook. So continue to alternate. Cross, hook, cross, hook. On your cross, you're reaching your arm as far to the front as you can, all the way through your shoulder. So it should be a far reach. hook. Straight, bent. Continue to lift your heel, turn your foot, stay with me, power from your foot to your core, all the way to your fist. All right, we'll get into more of those in a bit. Back to our shuffle. Over to one side, slight knee bend. All right, quick feet over to the side, maybe reach down or simply reach the end and then shuffle over to the other side. And of course, you can speed up the feet if you're comfortable with it. If you want more of that sweat-inducing workout, feet moving fast. So one thing you can do is kind of move a little faster, kind of smaller steps, but more steps for the distance you're traveling. Woo! Just watch where we're going, of course. Excellent work. All right. And then I kind of like to just kind of keep things limber between each move as we transition to our lunge. All right, big step back, hip width apart, not too narrow. We don't want to tightrope it. Okay, and I'm just naturally just hitting kind of this running-ish motion with my arms. So here, step back. And as you can hear me breathing, we're gonna keep the front foot stable, press strongly off that front leg. Speaking of your front leg, your knee is gonna be somewhere above your ankle when you reach the bottom position, so watch this, okay? So, it doesn't have to be directly above, but hovering somewhere above your knee, not excessively too far forward or back. So that's how you know you have the correct width. All right, we'll step it back for one more lunge. Keep your torso upright. All right, David, we're going to do cross to hook. All right, so alternating sides. 2 punches per side. It's cross, hook, cross, hook. Remember, on your cross, reach forward through your shoulder, big hip turn, cross, and hook. Breathe out with it. Make some noise if you have to. Hook. 90-degree bend on that hook. Continue to turn through your hip, lifting your heel off the floor. Let's go. We're almost there. Almost to the end of our workout. Finishing with that relaxing cool down. Whew. There you go. Let's do one more combo per side. And there it is. All right. Nice quick workout. Go ahead and take a sip of water. We're going to cool it down. Excellent work, Teresa. Dab off a bit. Okay. So we just hit those punches. So I like to do, number one, a shoulder cross. So the idea here is to get your elbow close to your body, and then you can hug it in somewhere around the elbow or even at your wrist. Here's that side view. Just try to get it close. And then we'll do the other side, and you can play with kind of your elbow height. You can be straight across or more upward or downward, just kind of where it feels right for you back here. And then we'll do just the opposite, which is to reach back and lock your hands together. And then from here, we're going to turn our shoulders out to open your chest. And think about straightening your arms down and behind you. Woo, deep breath out. Okay, next up, if you have a chair, I'll show that version first. We're simply going to do basically a figure 4 leg cross to get our hip and glute, so your knee is facing out. And don't worry if you are not able to sit down into a chair right now. I'll show you some other versions. But the idea here, sit up tall, lean forward. Okay, and as you can imagine, you can also do this lying down on your back. Same leg position, just hug it in. All we're trying to do is get that hip and glute stretch back there. Okay, I want to show you a standing version, slightly harder. You can hold on to a countertop, ideally something still. I'm using my wheeled chair, so I'll have to be careful. But so knees out, and then we're gonna sit down just like a squat to get that hip and glute stretch. Good. That's not bad. Get that back of the chair support. All right, last one before you go. Straight leg forward. All right, split stance. We're gonna slide down your leg. Feel that front of the leg. And then, since we did some calves in the beginning, you can also lift the front of your foot up. And then we're gonna switch sides. So split stance, meaning one leg forward, one leg back. And we're gonna stay up tall and then keep your front knee straight. Slide down, imagine pushing your hips back just like we did those deadlifts, and then we're gonna lift the front foot to stretch the calf. Great job, everyone. Low impact cardio. I'll be back on Thursday. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, you're welcome. Thanks, Christina. Alejandro, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye, Anna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Stacy. You're welcome. Very welcome. See you, Dennis. Oh, yeah. Good job, Deborah. Heart is pumping. Bye now.